Music from Toto on KRDI Music 101.
See, this is a very senior-dominated lineup, and Coach Weiss is expecting them to provide a lot of leadership this year. For the Prairie du Chien Hawks, Matt Martin is the quarterback. He's 6'2", 175, and a senior. Andy Arms is at an end. He's 5'10", 165, and a senior. John Ducharme is a halfback. He's 6 foot 185 and a senior. Greg Osterhaus is a fullback. He's 6'1", 215 and a senior. Brian Burnett is a halfback. He's 5'8", 175 and a senior. And in the line they have Darren Sullivan at guard. He's 6 foot 195 and a senior. Dan Klima is a tackle. He's 6 foot 225 and a senior. Tom Olson is a guard. He's 6'2", 195 and a senior. Kevin Campbell.
Phil a headset here so he can hear exactly what I'm saying. And the ball is off and into the air. And Prairie du Chien will take it on the 15-yard line. Return back gets out across the 25. And then he has crossed out there for Decorah. Aiding Scott Olson getting down there for the Vikings and putting the first hit on of the 1988 season. Prairie du Chien will set it up for first down and 10 on their own 27-yard line. Gets 5 yards out to the 32-yard line. And Phil, I just been bringing up equipment for everybody.
Well, we'll get along with what we got here. Decorah has got the 5-man line with the fullback or linebackers. Excuse me, I'll get this straight yet.
Greg Osterhaus is security for Prairie du Chien.
Osterhaus is the big fullback. He goes 215, and apparently they're going to use him quite a bit tonight because he's carried the ball in the first 2 plays already.
So Prairie du Chien will bring it up to the line here for a third down and 2-yard situation from the 35-yard line. Osterhaus gets the carry once again. Donaldson plays inside the line of scrimmage, and he's close to that first down yardage.
He's very close. We're sailing on pile in there. Mike Lacey was in on the tackle along with Tony Monroe. And they've got the first down by inches. They didn't have to measure. It was far enough that the ref just lined it up and gave the first down signal. So Prairie du Chien has the first down on their own 37-yard line. We're just on the first series of play here. Prairie du Chien has run the ball 3 times, handing it all 3 times to Osterhaus, and he ground out just about 10.5 yards.
Prairie du Chien has the first down of the ball game. Ball is thrown out there by number 15, Andy Arms for Prairie du Chien, and he gets out across the 45-yard line, close to another first down, but it's going to be short, second down. That'll bring up, as I said, second down and 1 yard to go from the 46-yard line, still at Prairie du Chien territory.
Well, Decorah is lining up in that 5-man defensive line with 2 linebackers, and they're overloading the zone on the side where the flanker is.
Clark gives an inside handoff to Brian Burnett. He's on the line of scrimmage by a host of Decorah Viking defensive players, and it looks like he's going to have another first down. I apologize for the beginning that we've had here.
Steve Nestby made the initial hit on that play, and then he was followed in by Marty Knutson and a couple of other Decorah Vikings.
First down and 10 for Prairie du Chien.
It's Prairie du Chien's second first down. They made it by about 10.5 yards each time. They're grinding it out on the ground.
Clark hands off inside, now goes outside to Brian Burnett. He gets around the corner, and he's got a good yardage here on first down. That's going to be out into Decorah territory, the 49-yard line.
He brought out on this side by Ryan Kittleson. And Decorah isn't giving up much yardage, but Prairie du Chien is just getting enough to make it to the past that first down marker so far. They're on Decorah's 49-yard line right now.
Second down and 6 yards to go, make it for Prairie du Chien. Inside handoff once again. This time the call is to John and Ducharme. He's going to be calling for another first down because he's got a little bit more. They got third down and about two situations for him.
That was a quick opener right over the middle of the line, and he picked up 4 quick yards down to the 45 of Decorah. So we have 3rd and 2 at this time.
So Prairie du Chien comes up to the line once again. Marks out the signal for the offense. He's on a move line. He can play. Gets the outside, breaks one tackle, steps out of another, and down inside the 40-yard line to the 36-yard line. Matt Martin is carrying that time for Prairie du Chien, and they're going to pick up another first down. So they started the drive on their own 27-yard line, and it's marched down to the 36-yard line now.
Jonathan Sandsgaard was the man who ran him out of bounds on this side after the, I'd say about an 8-yard pickup.
Martin now brings up the Prairie du Chien player, cuts the line, inside handoff, Osterhouse once again gets the call. Brings to a couple tackles, and inside the 30-yard line of Decorah, now down to about the 28.
And this ground game of Prairie du Chien looks pretty rugged right here in the beginning, Mark. They put the ball up once, and the quarterback pulled a rollout bootleg on him once, but other than that, it's just been splitting the Decorah line and going right up the middle, either off tackle or over center.
I try to use some counter plays or inside trend plays. This time, fake inside handoff to Burnett, and then the ball given off to number 41, Greg Osterhouse once again. And he's going to be close to another Prairie du Chien first down. And they are going to move the chains now.
I thought they might bring the 6 in to measure that time, but they took another long look and signaled first down. So they're now inside Decorah 30 down on about, a little hard to tell from the hash marks, about the 26-yard line of Decorah.
First down at 10 for Prairie du Chien. In the motion is number 33, John Ducharme. Martin keeps the ball, breaks out of one tackle, breaks another one, spins out of that one, and finally gets down inside the 20-yard line before he is brought down there by number 53 for Decorah. That is Shane Wick. But not until Martin picks up a good 7 yards. 19-yard line will call it second down. He has 3 yards for Prairie du Chien.
Martin is doing a good job of running when he can't find his back. That time he shed 2 tacklers in the backfield. Looked like Decorah had him sacked for a loss, and he broke loose and made a nice gain.
Second down for Prairie du Chien, and once again short yardage on the second down play. Martin inside handoff to Ducharme. He gets around the left hand, turns it back up inside, hit by a couple of Decorah players. Might get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard on the play. Let's see, first in there for Decorah. Looked like Bruce Christopher, number 62.
And Marty Knudsen was also up there to put the stop on him. But we're at third down now and about a yard, just a long yard to go for the first down. We're down inside the 18-yard line of Decorah.
Inside the 18, just outside the 17. We'll call it a long 2 yards to go. A short steer, let's say it. This time Osterhouse gets the call again. Hits the line of scrimmage, bounces off that, and keeps turning on up the field. And he's going to pick up another first down. It's going to take, it takes 3 or 4 Vikings there to bring Osterhouse down. First down, they'll move the team one more time for Prairie du Chien. And with the situation that they have, the ball outside the 10-yard line, so Prairie du Chien can still get a first down before getting into the goal. In for a touchdown.
Well, the Decorah defense is not giving up the big yardage, but they're just giving up chunks of about 4 and 5 yards at a crack.
And if the team's patient enough, that's going to pay off for him. Osterhouse breaks one tackle, breaks another one, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Prairie du Chien. 11-yard run for Greg Osterhouse. With Prairie du Chien on the board first with 6:26 left here in the first quarter. got a big pole right in front of us as we look out down towards the scoreboard. So Prairie du Chien starts out on their own 27-yard line, marches right down the field, and puts it in. And they ran most of the time. In fact, they only threw once on that drive. So Prairie du Chien will be on now if you have the extra point. Here's the snap, places down, kick is up, and looks good. No signal yet, and the referees do signal it good. And Prairie du Chien draws first blood of the 1988 season for the Decorah Vikings. Prairie du Chien has already played a ball game themselves. And so we've got a score of 7-0. Prairie du Chien on top. We're back with more Decorah football in 30 seconds on Music 101. Set up with their first offensive possession of the 1988 season. First down and 10 from their own 33-yard line. Olenzak will call the signal for Decorah. Inside handoff. Late kick. Shutback. Andrew Moorcroft, and he breaks a couple of tackles. Takes two Prairie du Chien players to bring him down. And he finally picks up a first down. 12-yard pickup for, again, Andrew Moorcroft.
Nice inside run by Moorcroft that time. He went off his left tackle, cut back towards the center, and picked up 11 yards on the first play of the game. That should give the boys some confidence.
First down and 10 for the Vikings. Olenzak inside fake. Launches it off. Lacey's got a wide open field down the left sideline, and probably knocks out of bounds. And about the 37-yard line of Prairie du Chien.
Lacey got that pitch out on a foot toss by Olenzak. He was being pressured. Those can go flying in any direction, but Jason got it to him right chest high. Mike grabbed it and went up the sideline. Was finally run outside by Shane Hertzman of the Prairie du Chien team after a long pickup.
Put in a lot of that play, though, to Jason Olenzak. He held the ball as far as he could on the quarterback option and finally pitched out to Lacey after he drew the lineman in, and Lacey had a big wide open field. Lacey gets the inside handoff this time from Olenzak. He's back up the line of scrimmage, but he's going to fall forward. Fights his way inside the 35-yard line of Prairie du Chien to about the 33.
No penalties so far in this game, which is a little unusual for the first game of the year, although, as you said, Prairie du Chien does have one game played already, and you would expect their alignment to be a little sharper than Decorah.
Prairie du Chien comes into the ball game with a 1-0 record. They beat, had a jotted down,
I think it was Mount Horeb.
Mount Horeb, yes, of Wisconsin last week. Olenzak goes to the air. Yet so far.
No, both offensive teams are having their way so far. Olenzak takes a draw into the line and dropped back and fired a bullet out to the side. Samskar just about tore his hands off, but he hung on to it.
First down and 10 for Decorah. Hallway pitches out. Lacey looking for some running room over on the right side. Fights his way for maybe a yard and a half. Brought down there by a couple of Prairie du Chien players, led by Tom Olson, number 68.
Tom Olson and Darren Sullivan put the stop on Lacey. He had tough going in there. You said as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage and managed to struggle forward for 2 yards. The ball is down inside the 20 on about the 17 now.
Okay, we'll put it on the 17, a pickup of a short 2 yards, so a second down, long 8 yards. Olenzak on the answer, tries to get outside, steps up, and once again, it looks like Mr. Olson, number 69, Kevin Campbell, play for Prairie du Chien. So, Decorah, the first real test here on this drive. Third down, 12 yards to go. Olenzak loses 3 yards on the play. So, long situation for the Decorah Vikings. Olenzak calls the signal. He'll drop back to pass straight, drop back pass short, drop back as well at 25. Looking for somebody, throws, and kind of just throws away. Jonathan Samskar out in the area there looking for the pass, but the ball, I think, pretty much thrown in the ground on that play. Nobody open for Olenzak downfield. Pretty good defense by Prairie du Chien.
Olenzak wanted to get outside when his receivers are covered, but Prairie du Chien got a man out there to contain that, so he just fired it at the feet of Jonathan Sandsgaard. The receiver, the defender was right on Sandsgaard's back. He didn't have a chance of completing it.
Well, the Vikings are going to go for it. 4th down and 12 yards to go from the Prairie du Chien to 20-yard line. Olenzak drop back to pass about 7 yards. Now out of the ball flight. Fires downfield and it's picked off. Picked off by Prairie du Chien and it's Shane Hernestman. Sometimes plays quarterback, sometimes halfback, a 5'9", 140-pound senior for Prairie du Chien. Not a big guy, but he was effective and he picked off the pass, so any hope for Decorah to score is wiped out. And we're down to 3 minutes and 34 seconds. Got a big light pole right in the middle of the scoreboard as we look off to our left.
Well, the young man from Prairie would have done better just to knock it down. It would have given Prairie a little better field position.
That's right. Osterhouse gets the call this time. Goes to the left side, finds somebody going a little bit tough over there. Did there for the corner number 32, Mike Destiny. A couple other Vikings helped him out on that play. Pick up a 3 yards, ball now on the 14-yard line. Bring up 2nd down and 7 yards to go. Martin will bring up his team. Martin wears 38 on the program. It says 10, so it's kind of a double take to get him right on the roster here. This time he hands off. Pick up the number here. I think it was Osterhouse once again. Burnett. They try to throw those sweeps to the left. Not much throwing there. He does pick up yardage out to the 17-yard line. 3rd down and 4 yards.
We have a change in the defense for Decorah. Chuck Jenkins goes in, and Steve Nestby comes out. Decorah still in that 5-man front. 2 linebackers.
Inside handoff. This time it's Osterhouse once again. And he fights through 2 or 3 tackles at the original line of scrimmage. Then it's off to the races, but he's finally brought down by a couple of Viking players, but not until Osterhouse gets all the way out to the 34-yard line. A pickup of 17 yards on that play.
Osterhouse is just shredding the Decorah defense so far. He's obviously a top back for the Prairie du Chien Blackhawks, and they're using him a lot tonight.
This time, Osterhouse gets the carry once again, but this time there's nothing going. He is met by Tony Monroe, one of the 3 co-captains for the Vikings this fall, and rolled the punch there and stopped Osterhouse for a 3-yard block back to the 29-yard line. We'll call it 2nd down and 13 from there.
Well, it was just a matter of time until Tony made his first expelled. He was the first team all-conference selection last year in the juniors, and he's back, and I'm sure going to have an excellent year this year. But Decorah now has a chance to stop Prairie when they've got 2nd and about 13, 14 yards.
Just in front of the numbers, and finally brought down by Jason Hollenbach. Let's go, Blunt's going to get down on a pass on the corner, come back and then some. Picks up 8 yards out to the 37-yard line.
Chuck Jenkins hit him initially, made him spin around to get away from him, and then Olenzak was able to come up and put the stop on him. But it was a good run by the quarterback from Prairie, Matt Martin.
Down to 18 seconds left here in this first period of play. Opening game of the season for the Decorah Vikings. Marquette along with Phil Hemstead. We're coming to run for it. I think we got things kind of settled down now, Phil, and we're ready to come out of the first. Let's see. But we had a timeout as a field, I guess. Now coming in for Decorah, checking in for the 35, Lee Anderson.
Anderson is in, and Tony Monroe taking a break on the sideline right now. Decorah stays in that 5-man front. Behind that backfield, man, they overload. They've been overloading on the side of the flanker. They do it again now. Mike Lacey comes to this side. Position of
Inside handoff to Osterhouse. Side, back up there. Jason Olenzak throws with help from the best that's Proud. So that's going to bring up 4th down and 4 yards to go for Prairie du Chien, and the Blackhawks are going to turn around. Going back for a foul for Campbell, the good contact, and a Jonathan Simmons card.
Well, this is the first time this evening that Durian had to punt.
Well, he was really not much defense so far in the early going. Punt by Prairie du Chien, a long liner. Owens puts about twice now. He picks it up on the 21-yard line, looking to go for the far side. Big contact and puts inside another. It's going to run down the field. But Owens is going to get a 10-yard return out of that. The 31-yard line. I said before, there's 18 seconds left. Campbell Cole was in my way with a minute 18. Now we're down 20 seconds in this first period of play. Okay, again, if you just joined us, Prairie du Chien high pass of Decorah by a score of 7 to nothing. They got the opening position of like 5 seconds. Mark down the field 73 yards. Kevin and Alpha, 7-pound run by Coach Johnson out of the background. Second time offensive play for the Decorah Vikings. Inside handoff. This time pass to Norcross. Tough going over on the right side. He's going to pick up yards out to the 47-yard line. The goal to background now, 3 pass from the end of the first period. Decorah football here in 1 minute on Music 101. It's back to school and time to join the band or orchestra.
And this week only, a big deluxe sandwich for $1.49 at Hardee's of Decorah.
Back here at Decorah Stadium, Mark Fitz along with Phil Himseth on Music 101. 7-0 after 1 quarter of play. Not much defense in that first quarter.
No, a lot of good running by the Prairie du Chien team and some good offense by Decorah. They moved the ball upfield about 40 or 50 yards before they finally stalled inside their own 20. Olenzak tried I'm not sure whether it was a busted play or a keeper play where he got caught for about a 4-yard loss, and then they tried a pass play that went incomplete, which brought them up to 4th down, and they tried the 4th down play where the interception was made. But it looks to me like Decorah and both teams are sharp for the first, well, as I said again, first game for Decorah. And no penalties so far, no offsides, no motion penalties, which is a little unusual for the first quarter of the first game.
Okay, as we start the second quarter of play, Olenzak flips to Mike Lacey. He gets off the left side, breaks inside, cuts in another one, makes another tackle out across midfield into Prairie du Chien territory. And Lacey is going to pick up a huge one on that one. Let's see, about 15 yards from the Decorah 36 to the Prairie du Chien 47-yard line.
Well, Lacey picked up 15 quick yards on that play with a slant off left tackle and just outran a couple of defenders. A good hard run. He broke a tackle at the line of scrimmage to get away.
Key to that play, however, was the fake by Jason Olenzak. Fake the pitch out to the far side and inside the handoff back to Lacey, and he broke it. This time, Olenzak, no place to go. Coming in there, bursting in there on the scene for Prairie du Chien is Tom Olsen, number 68. Didn't give Olenzak at all a chance to get out and try a bootleg, as he stopped him about 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
It was a good play by the Prairie du Chien defender. He just ran right over his blocker and picked up Olenzak before he had a chance to get his feet set.
Second down and long situation for the Decorah Vikings. Now back up our own 48-yard line. Off the side, Olenzak inside the handoff. Both option left. Keeps the man in front. There's Lacey Floyd out there. The Olenzak looks to keep it. And a good decision, a wise decision, gets him down to the 42-yard line for a pickup of 10 yards on that play.
Brings up third and about around 3 for a first down for Decorah. They're inside Prairie du Chien territory. Until about the 43-yard line.
They'll call it the 42, I believe, officially. Now, so just checking up for the crowd tonight and for Kickoff. Buffalo fired up the ball, first step down here. Third down, the third of the man, 3 yards past that far up the left. Big play to Kickoff at the 42-yard line. Olenzak, this side of the effort. A switching going on there by the Blackhawks. Now they'll stand up top. Olenzak, Kickoff hammer to first. He gets the back inside. Hardy Knudsen, and Knudsen's going to
playing a defense very similar to Decorah. They've got a 5-man front. They jump in and out of from 2 to 3 linebackers. Sometimes the one drops back in defensive backfield. Sometimes he comes up.
Scott Austin brings in the play for the Vikings. Owensack will bring his play up, and a tough Sandguard split out to the far side. To the near side is Knudsen. 2-man backfield. Owensack straight out back pass. Inside slant and halfback. But the mental box for Prairie du Chien was coming right up there, number 28, Trevor O'Keen. We do have a flag out on the play, probably in the area of holding.
It is holding. It's the first flag of the game and offensive holding against the Decorah team.
That's one thing that Coach Weiss talked about earlier this week. I talked with him, and he feels that the deciding factor in this first ball game of the season could be a penalty, a big mistake like that somebody might not be able to recover from. First ball of the ball game, relatively clean ball game so far.
I think the change in the rule, letting them block with their arms, probably has changed things a little bit. There may have been purple holding calls that would have been called other years, but this year they are allowed to do that.
So you mentioned earlier here in this quarter that the first quarter, kind of a surprise to see how much offense. Also, when you think why, the offense is typically behind in their progress compared to the defense at the first part of the season. But not the case here tonight. But the penalty the Vikings face a first down and 20 situation, and critically happened on this play, all kinds of yellow laundry out there.
Jason pulled back from center before he had the ball, so we caught an illegal procedure against Decorah. Penalties on 2 plays. Decorah lined up in an I backfield that time for the first time this evening for a full foul.
Well, after being clean for the first quarter and almost 2 minutes of the second quarter, we got 2 straight flags on 2 straight plays. So now it's first down and 25 yards. The Vikings need to get to the Prairie du Chien 28 there now on their own 46. Owensack inside fake to Lacey. Now he's keeping it. Looking upfield, turns it up inside. Not much there, but he will get back into Prairie du Chien territory across the 50-yard line. And he will pick up, let's call it 5 yards, so he gets that penalty yards back, a little bit of it.
A good bit of running by Jason there in some heavy traffic. But 5 yards when you've got 25 to go is not going to get you back into first down territory very quickly. But the field conditions are also excellent tonight. The weather, you couldn't have stood it any better for a high school football game. It's mild. It's cool enough to be comfortable and warm enough to also be comfortable.
And hopefully the rain will stay away. Second down, 20 yards to go. Owensack, straight drop back pass. Nothing there. Quarterback draw. Goes up the middle. Guys are real. Makes one tackle. Flips over another one. And dives inside the 35-yard line. Owensack with a great run there. Does back to pass. Didn't see much downfield because he didn't give his receivers much chance to get open. As soon as he saw that middle open up, he was just dashing down the field.
That's some of that senior leadership, that good using your head in there. That's why he's the quarterback, I suspect, because he can think, see an opening, and take advantage of it.
Owensack picks up, let's call it 16 yards on that play to the Prairie du Chien 33-yard line. Third down and 6 yards to go. 2-man backfield. Now coming in motion is Knudsen. And now we've got more yellow flags. Somebody moved over on the near side here for Decorah. Might have been Tony Monroe, number 8. Excuse me, that's Scott Olson for...
Olson moved, Prairie moved first, but yes, it's against Olson. Prairie moved, and I think that caused Scott to move. They did a little shifting on the line, and he came up a split second before the ball was snapped.
That's the one thing about that kind of a play. The offense can't move at all, but the defense, they can move, jump over, and jump back as long as they get back before the snap of the ball. They're not penalized. So that's the way it's written. And
Scott Olson has some big shoes to fill also this year. A man by the name of Pat Williams, who's playing down at UNI now, manned that position very ably for the Vikings for the last couple of years.
So the third penalty of this drive for Decorah puts them now at third down and 10 yards to go from the Prairie du Chien 38-yard line. Owensack inside handoff, no fakes to Lacey, then keeps it around the left side. Gets down to maybe the 35-yard line. Some of that penalty yardage back, but it's not going to be enough for a first down.
Well, Jason put his head down and try to get a couple extra yards on the other side. I imagine Coach Weiss probably would have preferred to see him step out of bounds on that play because the chance of picking the first down up is gone, and the punishment he took was probably not worth what he gained.
Let's check our time here. 8 minutes, 13 seconds. Hopefully I won't fall on the press box one of those times I look at that.
And in case we forgot to say recently, the score is 7-0 in favor of the Prairie du Chien Blackhawks.
Vikings to punt, high kick. They'll come down, bounce at the 10-yard line, hits, bounces back, and it's going to be down by Tony Monroe for the Vikings. He gets down there in the coverage. And so Prairie du Chien is going to set up once again in a poor field position at the 11-yard line. They started one other drive at the 10-yard line. So both teams, after showing a lot of offense the first time each of those teams had the football, then the second time both of them having to punt the ball away.
Well, penalty certainly put a stop to the Decorah drive that time. They were moving the ball very well until they had two penalties in a row, one on holding and the next one on the illegal procedure. And after that, it just kind of put an end to the drive because they had first and about 25.
And now we have another flag on the play. This one came kind of late. And the signal from the referee was an illegal motion against Decorah. And so I believe they're probably going to have to punt it again. I think Prairie will probably make them back up a little bit, at least 5 more yards, to see if they can't get some better field position.
Defense.
But they're going to decline it, so it doesn't really matter. So Prairie du Chien, the Blackhawks will set up on their own 11-yard line, first down at 10. It is a beautiful night for football, as Phil said. We've got partly cloudy skies right now. But I don't think we're going to have to worry about the rain. Only about a 20% chance of rain for tonight and into tomorrow morning. So I think we're all set here for this first game of the season for in Iowa high school football action. Prairie du Chien, of course, as we said, have already played one game this season. Martin back to pass. Cut down there immediately. It's almost as good as he got back in the backfield. Back there for Decorah was Ryan Kittleson, number 23.
Kittleson was in there very quick that time. I didn't have my eye on him whether he somehow found a crack in that defense, but he was almost there before the quarterback got the ball.
Looked like maybe he might have been coming down a set or some kind of a blitz. Got in there awfully quick and almost untouched.
But this is what Decorah needs to do. Pin Prairie du Chien back and get a turnover or a short punt to get themselves back in good field position to score in this game.
Second down, 12 yards to go for Prairie du Chien. Martin back to pass once again, looking to the left, now throws out to the far sideline. Finds the man over there. He's cut down, though, after about a 4-yard pickup. Todd Polkadal with the stop for Decorah. Let's see, can you get a number as far as who got the football? Kind of hard to see the numbers from our vantage point up here.
I didn't see who caught the ball for Prairie.
I think the PA just said Burnett got the catch. But it was about a 3-yard pickup. Second down, they'll make that third down at 9 yards to go from their own 13-yard line. They need to get to the 22-yard line. Barnes sets up underneath the center. Now back to pass going out to the near side. Looking downfield, trying to push it out to Burnett once again, but he's not going to get a first down as he is stopped there by Marty Knudsen along with help from Todd Polkadal once again. And Burnett gets out to about the 15-yard line. Let's call it a pickup. Well, the mark at 17, pick up 4 yards on the play, but Prairie du Chien once again is going to have to punt it away.
Good defensive pressure by Decorah that time. They had 2 Vikings pressuring the passer. He had to get rid of the ball just a little quicker than he wanted to, and as a result, Burnett was not in position to grab that ball and pick up speed as quickly as he would have liked.
So Prairie du Chien to punt. Ernestman will do the duties, I believe. He gets to put into, or rather it's... Guys, they try to reverse to Olenzak. He fumbles the ball, but he falls back on it and retains possession for Decorah. It was Greg Osterhaus that was punting for Prairie du Chien. He got a pretty good boot in there.
He did. He got a good kickoff, and Decorah tried the Sam's guard, and Olenzak tried the reverse, and the ball squirted loose. But Olenzak again quickly recovered the ball to save possession for the Vikings.
About a 34-yard punt there for Osterhaus. Not a real long punt, but it was good hang time that allowed the coverage to get down there. So Decorah will set up once again in Prairie du Chien territory. First down at 10 from their own, Prairie's 48-yard line. Olenzak inside handoff to Mike Lacey. Breaks one tackle, breaks another, jumps over another guy, and finally brought down by two Blackhawks players, but not until Lacey gets all the way down to the 35-yard line.
He stepped right out of the arms of John Ducharme inside the 40 and picked up another 3 yards. Good hard run by Mike Lacey. Lacey was the third leading ground gainer for the Decorah team last year, and he's picking up where Darren Juve and the other name escapes me right now performed for the Vikings last year.
First down for the Vikings from the 35-yard line. Inside handoff. This time it goes to Moorcroft. He breaks a couple of tackles, carries the Blackhawks with him, and gets inside the 30-yard line, or rather just inside the 30-yard line, so pick up of 5 yards. Second down at 5. 4 minutes and 50 seconds here in the second half. Or that's the second quarter, first half of play.
Well, if Decorah can score here now and tie this game up, that should give them a little momentum going into the halftime. They certainly stopped the Prairie du Chien team here in the second quarter.
Sandsgaard split out to the near side. Olenzak makes it inside, breaks one tackle, 2 more, and backpedals his way down to about the 20-yard line before he's brought down by 3 Prairie du Chien players. But Olenzak made that one all on his own.
Just tough run by Jason that time. He was caught by the shoulders behind the line and just shrugged off the tackler. And once he got loose, he squirted forward. I think he got a little momentum just from jerking loose from the tackler.
Olenzak started out facing that play, ended up backpedaling, as I said, to the 20-yard line, picking up the last 4 yards going backwards down the field. First down at 10 for Decorah from the 20-yard line. Inside handoff. Lacey breaks one tackle, breaks another, and falls forward inside the 15-yard line to the 14-yard line. And some good hard running here on the last 2 plays, particularly from the Decorah Vikings. Burnett gets the tackle for the Blackhawks at Prairie du Chien. The Gators scored 7-0 here in the first period, or rather first half of play. Prairie du Chien is on top. In case you just joined us and want to be shocked if you're a Decorah fan. Again, Prairie du Chien on top, 7-0. They scored on their first possession of the ball game, driving 73 yards in the process, capping it off with 11-yard touchdown run. This time, Knudsen goes in motion to the far side. Inside handoff to Moorcroft. He's met there by 3 or 4 Blackhawks players. Hit at the line of scrimmage, driven back to about the 18-yard line. Kevin Campbell first in there for Prairie du Chien. And after a number of plays in a row here where the Vikings kept going forward, now they've got one that knocks it back just a little bit. But I guess now from the spot of the ball, Moorcroft did get back to the original line of scrimmage, so third down and 5 yards to go.
Well, the Vikings are avoiding the penalties this drive that plagued them last time, but they're having trouble moving the ball on the ground now.
Olenzak to the far side, runs the action, keeps the ball himself, inside the 5, down close to the goal line. I don't think he got in, but he was awfully close.
Jason dived for the corner. He knocked the pylon down, but I think the official is going to say that he went out of bounds just before he got to it.
His helmet may have crossed the point of the goal line, but the ball did not. But he does get it down to inside the 1-yard line, so Decorah is certainly in business here as they have a first down and goal to go from the 1-yard line, so they'll get 4 plays to get this ball in there.
We have 2:43 left in the first half.
Knudsen will split out to the near side. Double tight formation otherwise. Olenzak will get the call, tries to drive his way in, keeps pushing, and touchdown as the referees go up, and Decorah is on the board for the first time in the 1988 football season. Nothing fancy, quarterback sneak right up the middle, and Olenzak, who did most of the work on the drive, appropriately capped it off.
Well, it helps to have a quarterback that weighs 195 and is as strong as Jason is because he can wedge his way in there. And it's fitting that he got the touchdown because he made a couple of hard runs that time to keep the drive alive.
I believe from the number I can see, it looks like Ryan Elsbernd will do the extra point duties for Decorah. His foot is into it, ball is straight, and let's see what kind of signal we have. Everybody's looking at each other, ref finally signal, and it is good. And the Vikings of Decorah are finally on the scoreboard. And we're going to be right back here with more Decorah football here in just 60 seconds on Music 101 on score 7-7.
to you in part by the Decorah Opera flying aboard the new generation of airline aircraft. For a half century, Collins Avionics has set the industry standard. Now, our Decorah employees are maintaining that standard through the time-honored traditions of innovation and excellence. Rockwell International, proud to be a part of the Decorah community.
Brian Burnett returns the ball for Prairie du Chien on the ensuing kickoff following the 1-yard run by Jason Olzak to give Decorah a touchdown, their first touchdown of the 1988 season, and also to give them a tie with the Blackhawks of Prairie du Chien by a score of 7-7. Burnett picked the ball up on the return on the kickoff about the 20-yard line, gets it out across the 32, let's call it the 32-yard line. First down and 10 for the Blackhawks. Martin inside handoff, and that one is stuffed out. Bruce Christopher once again comes flying in there from his right tackle position. And let's see, didn't quite catch the number as far as who was carrying the ball. I think it might have been John Ducharme, number 33 for Prairie du Chien. Loss of 1 on the play after it's all said and done. Second down, 11 yards to go for the Blackhawks. Splitting out to the far side is Bobby Jones. In motion goes Burnett. Martin makes going back to pass. Inside handoff once again. Ducharme gets the call another time, and this time he doesn't fare any better as he gets back to maybe to the original line of scrimmage.
And Christopher again made the tackle. They're tightening up the inside of that Decorah line. The boys are starting to get a little feel of the action down there, I think, figuring out what Prairie's trying to do with them, and they're counteracting it very well.
No gain on the play. Third down 11 for the Blackhawks. Martin looks it over. Gets down. Calls out the signal. Gives it to Ducharme once again. Gets around to the near side. Tries to go outside. Not much going over there. He's going to be short of the first down. First in there for Decorah was Ryan Kittleson. He had help from Mike Lacey as well. Ducharme picks up yardage out to the 36-yard line, but they're going to have to punt it away once again. So the Vikings, after being pretty much just chewed up on that first drive of the ball game, have really come back strong defensively.
They have. We have 1 minute left in the first half. The score is tied 7-7, and Prairie du Chien is at a 4th and about 7 situation on their own 37-yard line. If Decorah can get a block kick or a short kick here, they've got a chance to possibly put some more points on the board before halftime. But you got to give the defense a lot of credit for Decorah. They've tightened up here in the second quarter and really have shut down the running game of Prairie, which in the first half looked almost unstoppable. I mean, the first quarter.
They did look awfully strong in that first period for Decorah, Olenzak, and Samsgaard, as they have been all night. We'll see if they give any consideration to that reverse that they tried last time. It didn't work. Almost fumbled it away. High snap to Osterhaus. Gets a low liner kick. Samsgaard takes it on the run of the 35-yard line down the near sideline across midfield inside Prairie du Chien territory to about the 43-yard line. And that, of course, draws a lot of praise, a lot of applause from the Decorah fans.
Good run back by Samsgaard. Gets him inside the 45 of Prairie down to the 44. We've got 52 seconds left in the half, and we'll see now if Coach Weiss decides to keep the ball on the ground or goes to the air to conserve the clock and try and put another couple of points on the board for the Vikings.
Ball rests on the 44-yard line of Prairie du Chien following a 21-yard return by Samsgaard. Olenzak looking to pass. Nobody open downfield. He's going to have to eat it. And he is brought down from behind by John Garside for Prairie du Chien. A loss of 4 yards back to the 48-yard line. Decorah hustling back. They're going to go into their 2-minute drill. Although they only had, when they started, 52 seconds to work with it. Olenzak back to back. Pass. Trying to straight drop back. Looks somebody open downfield. Rolls to the near side now. He's it way downfield. He's got a man wide open. Touchdown! Jason Olenzak to John Samsgaard. And Decorah scores with 19 seconds left in the first half of play. Holy cow.
Well, give Olenzak a lot of credit again. He ran around in the backfield till he bought a little time. Prairie didn't pressure him. He waited, saw Samsgaard break into the open toward the goal post and got the ball to him. Jonathan had to hold up a little bit to wait for the pass to get there, but the defense broke knocked down in the backfield for Prairie, and he had time to wait for it and catch it and fall into the end zone.
Sandgard certainly did have enough time to wait for it. Nobody was in 5 yards of him at the nearest by the time the ball got there. Olenzak gets it down there in great shape. The kick is up, and it is good. Attempted by Ryan Ellsburn, and Decorah, just like lightning, has scored once again with 19 seconds left in the first quarter of play, and we have got a score now of 7-7, or rather 14-7 Decorah.
The weather is changing. Kids are walking to school, and without knowing it, they might run into the path of your car. So slow down when children are in the area. This back-to-school season, let's all stop, look, and listen. This safety message brought to you by your hometown friends at K&S Super Value at the Centrum Mall. See the K&S Deli Department for all your lunchbox needs. They'll provide freshness and quality. Have the K&S Super Value Deli prepare something special for you.
So back here in the corner, all set to kick off. Here following a 48-yard foul from Jake Olenzak to Jonathan Sandgard, and Decorah is 14-0. Little kick by Ellsburn. Hits off one Prairie du Chien player and bounces inside the 40-yard line. Blackhawks will bounce on it. Throwing the ball for Prairie du Chien is Stuart Walters, number 80. And so Prairie du Chien will have just 17 seconds with which to work with from their own 38-yard line. Well, we've seen Decorah use their 2-minute offense in less than about 30 seconds. Let's see what Prairie du Chien can do. Again, from their own 38-yard line. Doesn't look like they're going to go for the bomb anyway. Martin inside, he's got to Osterhaus. Gets to about the 43-yard line. That's all there's going to be here in the first half here on Music 101 in 2 minutes.
It's football, so get with a pair of binoculars from Christian Camera and Decorah. Make sure you see when Johnny makes the...
Systems Plus can print thousands of pages with colored ink or just a few copies with black ink. Computer Systems Plus in Decorah, your headquarters for computers and supplies, plus a new facsimile machine which can send documents almost anywhere in the world in seconds. Computer Systems Plus, 315 West Water Street, downtown Decorah.
Decorah Tire Service is celebrating the season's end with super values on Goodyear tires during the end of Summer Values Days. You'll find terrific values on all-season radials with gas-saving radial.
Ken and I will bring you the action for the remainder of the season. We're all set and underway for the second half as Hermesman gets the foot into it for Prairie du Chien. Sandgard takes it on his 15-yard line. Looks for some blockers up front, gets out across the 30, across the 35, and pushes his way to the 38-yard line. Smart return play there by John Sandgard as he just waited for his ball to form in front of him. He runs up behind that and gets a nice little return out there to the 37-yard line. Once again, good field position for Decorah.
That's right. They're out on the 38-yard line, and you're right. Sandgard did a nice job waiting for his blocking to form instead of just taking off as soon as he got the ball. And as a result, he had a nice run back.
First down, 10 yards to go for Decorah from the 38-yard line. Sandgard split out wide to the left. Inside handoff to Lacey. Gets a hole on the left side. Big hole. Runs over 2 players. Drifts into another. And finally, once he's brought down, is close to a first down on that carry.
Nice run by Lacey. Certainly showing a lot of power in there and speed when he gets to the outside. He's maybe not the fastest person in the world, but he's got good quickness and he's got a good quick step. He can break outside and get outside the end and pick up quick yardage. He picked up 9 on that play.
Give credit to the offensive line as well. They open up a great big hole for Mike Lacey, but he's a yard short of the first down. This time it's Borkroff. He gets the inside handoff from Olenzak. He breaks through 2 more tackles, carries the player with him, and into Prairie du Chien territory to the 41-yard line. A pickup of, I believe, 12 yards.
Well, Decorah is coming out here very strong on the ground, and I guess you can't blame Coach Weiss for not putting the ball in the air when you can both move the ball like that on the ground. But I'm sure that he'll have Jason mix it up just enough so that Prairie du Chien can't key completely on the running game.
Vikings set up first down and 10 from the 42-yard line. Olenzak, handoff. This time it's Borkroff once again. Here's the line of scrimmage. Keeps those legs moving though. Keeps himself pumping. Gets inside the 40-yard line to about the 39. pick up, let's call it 2 on the play. Second down and a short 8 yards.
Again, inside the 40-yard line, 39 of Prairie du Chien, and keeping the pressure on that Prairie du Chien defense.
High backfield now for Jason Olenzak as he prepares the Vikings for this second down play. On the action, pitches out to Lacey, breaks one tackle, breaks another, runs over a third man. Finally a shoestring tackle there by Prairie du Chien, but not until Mike Lacey picks up a first down as he runs the ball all the way to the 26-yard line. Shane Hurdisman on the stop for the Blackhawks at Prairie du Chien, but as I said, not until Mike Lacey picks up a first down and a pickup of about 13 yards on that play to the 26-yard line.
Well, Lacey certainly is coming out here strong in the second half. He's got a 9-yard and a 13-yard run already, and then Moorcroft has a 12 and a 2. They're chewing up the yardage.
Olenzak fakes the inside handoff to Moorcroft, then fakes the option pitch, keeps it himself, knocks it up inside. Not much doing. Gets inside the 25 to about the 24-yard line. Brings up second down. They'll make it 7 yards to go.
We have just a little over 9 minutes left in the third quarter. The score is 14-7 in favor of Decorah, and they are again deep in Prairie du Chien territory, down inside the 25.
Samstar split out to the near side as Olenzak drops back to pass. Heavy pressure, breaks out, rolls out of the tackle, rolls to the right, turns it upfield, breaks through one tackle, and then finally runs into 2 Blackhawks players. Carries them for about a yard, and a nice pickup, nice improvisation is the word I'm looking for from Jason Olenzak. He gets inside the 25 to about the 20, make that the 17-yard line.
Good run by Jason. Just a cool head out there. He ran around the backfield, dodged a couple of tacklers. Just about the time you thought maybe he'd have to drop down and eat it, he saw an opening and picked up good yardage to about the 17th.
Third down, 1 yard to go for Decorah. Olenzak calling the signal. Handoff, Moorcroft, big fullback up inside the middle. Breaks 2 tackles, runs over another guy once again. And the Vikings running hard as Moorcroft gets down to the 5-yard line. First down and a goal-to-go situation to boot for Andrew Moorcroft. So the Vikings once again with their second goal-to-go situation of the ball game. The last time they had that, they scored from 1 yard out on an Olenzak keeper quarterback sneak. Okay, first down from the 5-yard line. Olenzak inside handoff. This time it goes to Mike Lacey. Nothing there on the right side. Bobby Jones in there on the stop for Prairie du Chien along with help from Shane Hurdisman. Lacey does get back to the original line of scrimmage, so second down and goal to go from the 5. Checking in for Decorah, number 22, Chris Johnson. He'll bring in the play. Marty Knudsen will sit down. They sit on the sideline. And Chris Johnson splits out to the far side, double tight formation, 2 guys in the backfield. Olenzak gives it inside feed to Moorcroft. Gets to about the 4-yard line, then he's stopped up there, keeps his legs moving. Maybe gets another yard out of it. See where they spot the ball. They will just inside the 4, close to 3. We'll call it third down and goal from the 3-yard line.
It'll be interesting to see what Coach Weiss does here. He's got third and about 4 to go for the first down. Whether he will stay over in the middle of the field or try a pass down here to put this ball in the end zone.
Olenzak splits out to the left side, rolling, looking, throws into the end zone. Caught, yes it is! Touchdown for Decorah on the catch. Number 84, I believe, Kevin Martin for the Vikings. He gets up a little groggy, but he holds on. He's made the catch. Kevin Martin, a 3-yard scoring catch of a pass from Jason Olenzak for the touchdown. And the Vikings have scored once again their third touchdown unanswered. 48 seconds left to play here in the third quarter of play. The Vikings score their third touchdown. And I believe, Phil, if I'm not mistaken, this is 3 straight possessions that they've scored. The kick is up and good. Once again, hitting the extra point is Ryan Hillsburn for Decorah. He's 3 for 3. That makes our score 21-0. And we'll be back with more Decorah football in 60 seconds on Music 101.
And of course, that means football, and more specifically, Decorah Viking and Luther Norseman football. Football is more than a tradition here. It's a symbol of the proud and winning spirit of our people and our community. You'll find that same winning spirit at work here at Decorah State Bank. We put it to work for our customers every day. We're Decorah State Bank, proud to bring you Decorah Viking and Luther Norseman football. Member FDIC.
The Vikings kick off, but the ball rolls out of bounds following their 3-yard touchdown pass. Olin's back to Martin for the Vikings. Kick rolls out of bounds. Flag comes up. That'll be a penalty. The Vikings will have to back it up 5 yards. They'll be kicking now from the 35-yard line.
Well, that was a 62-yard drive that Decorah put together. They had 9 running plays, and then the final pass for the final 3 yards to put the ball into the end zone. A good drive, no penalties, and they ate up, we have 6 minutes and 48 seconds left in the third quarter.
Well, Phil, we've really seen some good offensive play when the teams have driven for touchdowns, because it hasn't been, as a result, nothing real short on the result of mistakes by another team, like somebody fumbles or throws an interception down close to their own end of the field. Everybody's had to work for the points that they have got.
That's right. It's a very well played game for so early in the season.
Hillsburn high kickoff, end over end, beautiful kick down to the 18-yard line. Burnett gets to the ball, out across the 30-yard line, stacked up there about the 34. And that's where Prairie du Chien will set up on their offense.
Well, we'll see what Prairie du Chien, what kind of adjustments they have made at halftime. In the first quarter, we said they had things their way on the ground. In the second quarter, the Decorah defense shut them down. We'll see if the Prairie coach has made some adjustments at halftime in their offense.
First down and 10 yards to go for Prairie du Chien. Martin makes the handoff to Burnett. Keeps it himself. Not much going on the right side. Maybe gets back to the original line of scrimmage. A pickup of 1 on the play. Tony Monroe making the stop for the Vikings.
Tony Monroe is a big force in the middle of that line. He's just, I'm looking for his weight right here.
6'4", 225.
He's 225. He was an all-conference performer last year.
Second down, pickup of 3 for Martin on that play. 7 yards to go. Flips out the pass to Osterhouse. He fumbles the ball on the ground. Ball going to be picked up by Simmons. Finally Jason Olin back for the Vikings. Osterhouse on a play like that, you see it so many times. The good backs are always just fighting for that extra yard. And too many times you'll see that ball pop out. And
he actually bumped into his own man, his own blocker. Tried to get around him, and got their feet tangled up a little bit. The wall squirted loose, and Jason Olin, Zach fell on it for the Decorah Vikings on their own 49, actually about 49.5-yard line. Again, good field position for the Vikings out around midfield.
First down and 10 for Decorah. Olenzak, of course, quarterback. Sansgaard split out to the far side. Down to where Olenzak looks for a slant-in pattern, and Sansgaard has been out there by Matt Martin of Prairie du Chien.
Sansgaard took a hard hit there. He's limping back to the huddle. That was a slant-in pattern, and Jason waited, fired the ball in there just about the time the defender got there, and Sansgaard took a good hard hit.
So, with an incomplete pass, that makes it second down and 10 yards to go still. Olenzak will call the signal. Knudsen goes, motion to the far side, and we got Tony Monroe firing off the line for the Vikings. Hill will be offside, so the Vikings once again another penalty, and they'll have to back up 5 yards. Has Prairie du Chien been penalized at all yet this ball game?
I don't think they have. I don't remember any penalties that they have incurred. I'm sure they have it in this half, and I just don't remember any from the first half, because I know the whole first quarter was error-free until Decorah 3 quick ones in the second quarter, and I just don't believe Prairie has had any.
Well, even though the Vikings have had most of the penalties tonight, if not all, they certainly not hurt themselves any, really. The score shows at 21-7. High pitch out on the near side to Lacey. He has to reach back, finally pulls it in, and then he is hit hard. Mike a little slow in getting up, but it looks like he's going to be okay. He walks it off. Now he's going to put his hands on his knees, and he says, "No, let me come out, and I'm going to sit down for just a play." In for Mike will be Keith Bornes, with 24. The Vikings set up third down, 17 yards to go, loss of 2 on the play. Olzak looks over the defense. Knudsen split out to the far side, to the near side, and Jonathan Sansgaard. Olzak pitches out to Moorcroft. He cuts it up inside. Not much doing over on that side. Brought down with the help of Matt Martin and a couple other Prairie du Chien players. So a pickup of 1 yard on the play. That's going to be a fourth down, 16 yards to go. The Vikings will have to come it away.
Correct me if I'm wrong on this, Mark, but I think this will be the first punt of the game for the Decorah Vikings.
Well, we'll still have to wait for that first punt if indeed it is, because the Vikings want a timeout. They're going to talk things over. And we'll take a brief time out ourselves. We'll be back with more Decorah football in 30 seconds. It's back to school and time to join the band or orchestra. Let the experienced staff at Kephardt's Music Center assist you. Music is an important part of a student's education and can't...
All
right, 4 minutes, 3 seconds left here in this third quarter. Todd Folkedahl will be the snapper for Decorah. Here's the punt by Ellsburn. Shakes the kick. It goes maybe 10 yards, bounces at the Prairie du Chien 46-yard line, and then it bounces out of bounds. And so Prairie du Chien is going to end up with great field position. And Coach Dick Weiss has a few things to say to the young Ellsburn.
Well, Prairie will have good field position for the first time since about the first quarter in this game. And we'll see if they can open up their attack a little bit more now and move the ball against the Decorah Vikings, something they have not done well since the first quarter, when they put together a long drive of about 12 or 13 plays, capped by the touchdown by Osterhaus. Bugs are getting in my hair here, Mark.
Inside handoff, the guy you just talked about, Osterhaus, getting the carry from Prairie du Chien into Decorah territory to about the 47-yard line. And in defense of Ryan Ellsburn, that short punt was the only bad kick he's made tonight. He's 3 for 3 on the extra point attempt, and that was one of the concerns the Vikings had in the preseason, was finding a kicker to pick up those duties. And so far, Ellsburn has done a nice job, especially where it counts on those extra points.
That's right. He was right through the middle of the uprights on all 3 extra points.
Second down, 3 yards to go, a short 3. Martin inside handoff to Duchamp, I believe, got the call for the Blackhawks. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Still 3 yards to go, but now third down.
Well, the Decorah line missed that right head on and stopped him right in his tracks. And I think the defensive line is starting to get the better of the Prairie du Chien offensive line. Something they did not do early in the game.
Third down, 2 yards to go. Osterhaus gets the call. Over the left side, off tackle play. They'll pick up the first down. Stopped there finally by Jason Olzak, along with help from Chuck Jenkins, Bob Holskasvik. I hope I get that one right. Number 83, and he got the tackle, or helped out anyway. First down at 10 for Prairie du Chien from the 41-yard line of the Decorah Vikings. Martin, hands off. This time to Fernand. Goes to the right. Maybe gets the yard. Ryan Kilson helping out at the stop there for Decorah, along with Todd Folkedahl. We're now at 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the third period of play. score Decorah 21 and Prairie du Chien 7. The Vikings have scored those 3 touchdowns to get 21 points on 3 straight offensive possessions. This last time, though, they didn't make it. They had to punt. Bart back to pass, looks over the middle, Burnett open, and ball complete, pass complete at the 20-yard line. The catch is made by Burnett, and a big pickup, 20 yards on the play, and that's the first big play signs that we've seen from the Prairie du Chien offense.
Good catch by Burnett. He had to go to his knees to grab that ball on the 20-yard line, but he concentrated very well and made sure that he made the catch. And it puts Prairie du Chien in good position down on the Viking 20-yard line.
Dave Esser brings in the play for Prairie du Chien. Nickname is Moose. Inside handoff. Osterhout breaks out of the pack, and all of a sudden he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Prairie du Chien. Where did that one come from?
Excellent fake by the Prairie du Chien quarterback on that play. He fooled the defense completely and handed off right up through the middle, actually. And Osterhout broke a couple of tackles and goes in for his second touchdown of the game to make the score 21-13 in favor of Decorah.
Punishment to add the extra point, or at least try for the Blackhawks. His foot is into it, looks good from here. Straight down the middle, and yes it is. The extra point is good for Prairie du Chien. They cut the gap to just 7 points now, but it's still Decorah on top by a score of 21-14. Decorah football will continue on Music 101 in 60 seconds.
Kyle Asham and Kent Bishop of New York Life Insurance have a... Do you know what this means? Kyle Asham and Kent Bishop, New York Life Insurance. Call 382-8419.
Punishment kicks off for Prairie du Chien, but his ball keeps hooking to the left and finally goes out of bounds. Penalty flags come out, and Prairie du Chien will have to kick over, this time from 5 yards back from their own 35-yard line. And you're going to recap this last drive, aren't you, Phil?
Yes, the Prairie du Chien Blackhawks went a total of 54 yards. They gained 34 of that on the ground on 5 ground plays, and 20 of it through the air on that one pass from Martin to Burnett. That's right. Trying to remember the names here. So they went 54 yards in 6 plays. With 1 minute and 45 seconds left in the third quarter to bring the score to 21-14 in favor of Decorah.
Well, finally, the officials have a football for the guys to play with. They had a while finding one, I guess, to sue them for the ball game, but Hernusman has got it all teed up once again for the Blackhawks of Prairie du Chien, and he will kick off. Jonathan Stansgard and Jason Oldback back for Decorah to receive this kick. Hernusman, soccer-style kicker, and it goes to Stansgard. Picks up on the 19, on across the 30-yard line. Bent there by a Prairie du Chien defender, and brought down at the 34-yard line. And it was Dave Moose Esser for the Blackhawks making the stop at the 34-yard line of Decorah. That's where the Vikings will set up first down and 10.
Well, Decorah has to come back here and score, Mark, if they're going to keep the momentum in this game. It was a short punt by Ellsburn, as you said, one of the only bad kick he had tonight, that gave the Blackhawks a field position in which they capitalized and scored.
First down and 10, Olzak on a flanker reverse here to Knudsen. Breaks away onto the far sideline. He's got midfield inside the 40 and finally brought down at the 35-yard line. Knudsen comes running out of the tackle on the far sideline. A simple kind of wingback reverse is what it was, actually. Not a flanker reverse, but a wingback reverse. And Knudsen turns on the jets and gets across midfield into Prairie du Chien territory and finally stops at the 34-yard line.
He was caught from behind by Tom Olson, who is a guard. He gained 31 yards on that play on a good, nifty run by Knudsen. I think it was his first carry of the night.
I believe so. I think he also caught maybe one pass tonight. First down and 10. This time it's Mike Lacey on an inside handoff. Misdirection play over to the near sideline, and he picks up another 12 yards, make it 13 yards to the 20-yard line, and another first down for Decorah.
And Mike got behind his blocker, Jonathan Sandsgaard, didn't know which way to cut off him, and he ran right over the top of John. As a result, he did not pick up as much yardage as he might have had he made the inside cut on that play.
And you said he ran over his fence guard. He might have actually done that because Jonathan comes over to the sideline a little banged up, a little limp in his walk, but doesn't look too serious. Norcroft on the carry this time over to the left side of the line. Not much going, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage and make it second down and 10.
Excellent line play by the Decorah defense and offense tonight. The first game of the season, you just don't expect them to be firing off the ball as well as they have been. No offsides. There's been one motion penalty, one holding, and that's about it as far as penalties are concerned. Very well played game from both sides. Prairie du Chien also.
Now down to 10 seconds remaining in the third period of play. Olendzak back to pass, rolls out. Now option pitch to Norcroft. No, it's Mike Lacey. Lacey gets inside the 20-yard line, forced out of bounds at the 17-yard line by John Ducharme. Pickup of 3 yards on the play. Lacey steps out of bounds with just 2 seconds remaining on that third quarter clock. Third down, 7 yards to go for the Vikings. Marty Knudsen will bring into play for the Vikings. He relays it now to Jason Olendzak. Olendzak will step into the huddle. Pretty good crowd on hand here for this first game of the 1988 season for the Decorah Vikings. Of course, they are the defending Class 3A state football champions as well as Northeast Iowa Conference football champions. Olendzak, quarterback sneak, fighting his way close to the first down, but he's going to be short. Gets down to about the 12-yard line, and it'll be a fourth down situation for Decorah as they head into the fourth quarter of play, and we'll see what the Vikings do with it. But first, we're going to take this break. Back with more Decorah football in 60 seconds.
This game is brought to you in part by the Decorah operations of Rockwell International.
In Decorah, we have K&S Super Value in the Centrum Mall, Decorah.
They've got 4th and 2 on the 12. If they don't make it, I expect they'll go for the running play here, probably an option from Olendzak rolling either right or left. We do have flankers right and left wide. Knudsen and can't see the number on the other side.
Sandstars farm on the far right side. Hand up goes to Marcroft. He's at the line of scrimmage. He's not going to get there. Push back. Prairie du Chien holds on 4th down and 2, and the Blackhawks will take over. And certainly after a touchdown that they scored on moments ago in the third period, and now with a great defensive stand here in the fourth period started out, momentum has certainly got to be on their side.
It certainly is. The only thing is that in favor of the Vikings right now is that Prairie du Chien is almost 90 yards from a score. The Decorah defense is going to have to rise to the occasion here and stop the offensive team of the Prairie du Chien Blackhawks.
Just inside into the fourth quarter. Osterhouse once again the call for the Blackhawks. He goes off left tackle, breaks out across the 20-yard line, close to a first down. It'll be second down and 1 yard to go. They need to get just outside the 21 for a first down. As you said, Phil, they are starting out in not the best position on the field. Start out first and 10 on their own 11-yard line, but it doesn't seem to bother much as they pick up 9 in their first play. Double tight formation, one wingback on the far side for Prairie du Chien. Find the quarterback, gets it inside to Ducharme, and he's going to pick up the first down. Gets out to about the 23-yard line, so they'll move the sticks over on the far side once again. Tony Monroe on the staff for the Decorah Vikings. Prairie du Chien up to the line once again. In motion goes Ducharme. Misdirection play comes this way to Fournette. He's been at the line of scrimmage, breaks outside one tackle, continues down to the near sideline, and finally pushed out of bounds at the 33-yard line. But we do have a yellow hanky on the play. And we also have Mike Lacey down for Decorah. Looks like he's favoring his right leg at the moment. Mike's not getting up right now. We won't speculate, though, as to how serious the injury is. If indeed it is injury, maybe it might be a cramp the way he's kind of grasped his leg there. Let's see. Preliminary indications look like they're pointing towards Prairie du Chien as far as the penalty goes.
I think there was a holding on the play, Kevin, just from the way it strung out this way. And when the flag was thrown, it was when the ball carrier made a cut behind the block. And I'm reasonably sure we're going to see a holding penalty, the first penalty against the Prairie du Chien Blackhawks tonight. And it is not going to help their drive.
Mike Lacey walks off under his own power, and the crowd gives an appreciative applause.
It certainly has. It's been a game of swings of momentum. The first quarter was all Prairie du Chien as they led 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. Then Decorah got in gear and scored twice in the second quarter to lead 14-7 at the half. They scored once more in the third quarter to go ahead 21-7, and now Prairie du Chien has come back to make it 21-14.
The penalty against Prairie du Chien puts the ball back on the 14-yard line. We'll be back to first down. I believe they marked that from the point of infraction, so we've got like a first down and 18 yards to go. Martin rolls out to the left side, looking, kind of flips it out to Burnett. As soon as he catches the ball, he's hit by Jason Olesack, and in fact, he may even lose a yard or two on that play. Great defense by Jason Olesack coming up from his corner position.
Good job by Jason. He got there just as the ball did. Burnett hung on to the pass, but it didn't do him any good because, as you said, he ended up losing a couple yards on the play.
Well, now the way they mark it, looks like he did get back to the line of scrimmage, but nonetheless, second down is long for the Blackhawks. 18 yards to go. One man split out to the far side. Ducharme in motion to the left side. Inside handoff. Burnett. Ball's on the floor. Ball's on the ground. And let's see. Vikings reaction. Yes, they do. They do have it. The Decorah defense rises to the occasion. And let's see. Who's got the recovery? They have been number 15. Luke Williams was in there. Close to the ball.
They give the recovery to Tony Monroe.
Okay, Tony Monroe. One of the co-captains here for the Vikings. So, Decorah in business right now. Just inside the 10-yard line. It'll be first down and goal for the Vikings.
We have about 9 minutes and 40 seconds left in the game.
Olesack going out to the near side, keeps the ball, the inside fake. Then at the line of scrimmage, fights his way for maybe 3 yards. Finally brought down there by Burnett of Prairie du Chien. Olesack continues to run hard. So first down, now make it second down and goal for the Vikings from now just inside the 8-yard line of Prairie du Chien.
Well, that was a big break for the Decorah Vikings there to recover that fumble on Prairie du Chien's 10-yard line. Having been stopped themselves there just a few plays ago.
And here we go again. Olesack calls the signals, and somebody forgot the snap as like 3 or 4 of the Decorah front line there on offense moves forward, but there was no snap of the ball, so maybe the center might have forgotten the snap count on that. Either way, though, it's an offensive penalty against Decorah. Offside, so mark it back 5 yards to the 12-yard line.
That's one they'll probably review a few times when they go over the game film, Mark.
Just inside of 9 minutes left to play here in the ball game. 21-14. Kind of a shootout, if you will. Olesack now calls the signal. Snap, inside handoff, quick handoff to Mike Lacey, I believe. And it looks like he was shaken up again. A little smoke getting up. He does pick up a yard, and he's going to stay in the ball game. Checking in, Jonathan Sansgaard with the play. Checking out is Scott Olson. Now, third down and goal from the 11.
Well, we'll see what Jason can do here with third and goal, actually, from the 11.
That's right. Handoff to Lacey. He gives it back off inside to Knutson on the reverse. Tony, or rather Marty, gets inside the 10-yard line to about the 7-yard line, but that's as close as they're going to get. And so now it's fourth down. And now Coach Weiss and his staff have to think about putting the pressure on Prairie du Chien as far as maybe getting a field goal here.
Well, I see Ryan Ellsburn out on the field, Mark. I'm sure Coach Weiss is going to go for the field goal unless he decides to attempt a fake. But from this close, I would not expect him to go to the fake field goal.
Well, before they're going to get to that, they don't have their player personnel right, and so they're going to have to call a timeout, waste one if you will. Coach Weiss doesn't like that too much. So we're going to keep it right here. Again, Brian Ellsburn, the kicker for Decorah, he's on to try a field goal. It's only 5 yards farther than an extra point. And Ellsburn hasn't had any trouble with that. Of course, the ball is right in the middle of the field, and Ellsburn, a straight-on kicker, that certainly plays in his favor.
That's right. It really isn't much more than an extra point. We have 7 minutes and 33 seconds left in the game. A field goal here would put Decorah up by 10 points, and keep Prairie du Chien, should they score, even the 2-point conversion could not put them into the lead.
Yep, once you get another score, it certainly puts the pressure on the Blackhawks, because then they've got to score twice, and with time getting to be a real crucial factor, getting shorter on Prairie du Chien, that certainly puts even more pressure on them. Well, Coach Weiss has had his conversation out there with the huddle. You can bet he wasn't too happy with them having to waste the timeout, but better to be safe than sorry if it works out to 3 points.
Well, Jason saw something was not right. He did not want to, I guess you could say, blow this opportunity to put 3 points up for it.
It'll be a 23-yard attempt for Ellsburn. Gets the kick into it straight on. It looks good, and it is. Right down the middle. Ryan Ellsburn continues a good night for him and puts the Vikings up by 10 points now. 24-14 with a 23-yard field goal. And we'll be back with more Decorah football in 1 minute on Music 101.
But remember Uncle Frank's doghouse that only birds lived in? Oh, time to call the Carlson Material Company of Decorah. They have the years of experience to do the project right. Carlson Material Company on Montgomery Street in Decorah.
Kickoff taken by Prairie du Chien on the 15-yard line. Runner gets back to the 30-yard line, breaks one tackle, but he is quickly contained by 2 other Decorah Viking players. And the return, again, only out to the 30-yard line on that play for Prairie du Chien was number 15, and Andy Arms plays in end position. Vikings just scored. If you're picking this up right now, as soon as it's in, Vikings just scored on a 23-yard field goal by Ryan Ellsburn. That counts a 4-play, 3-yard drive for Decorah. It went from the Prairie du Chien 10 to the 7-yard line. Osterhaus on a swing pass from Barnes out on the far side of the field, and he gets out across the 35-yard line for a pickup of 6 yards. Call on the ball on the 36-yard line, second down and 4.
Well, Prairie du Chien is starting to go to the air a little bit more with time running out here. We're down to 6 minutes and 40 seconds left in the game, and they're trailing now by 10 points.
This time, Martin hands off to Osterhaus. We got a penalty flag on the play. Osterhaus is up near the first down. I do believe he has enough yards for a first down, but we'll have to wait and see what the penalty is. That flag was thrown almost as quick as the play started. And, you just mentioned that maybe Prairie du Chien might be looking to pass the ball more. That was something we questioned them towards the end of the first half. There was 19 seconds. We thought maybe they might air it out a little bit to maybe pick up some points or, maybe get a Hail Mary pass or something like that. But they didn't. They elected to keep it on the ground, and we questioned maybe whether or not they had confidence in their passing game to maybe get it down the field. Right now here, where it looks like they're going to have to throw more, still they come with 2 tight ends and 1 wingback. So not really a passing formation.
No, it isn't. They're still throwing the out passes, the short patterns, and going for the sidelines, which is successful if you can get to the sidelines and stop the clock.
Penalty goes against the Decorah Vikings, and Prairie du Chien will accept the penalty, picks up 5 yards. They actually get 1 yard better field position out of the whole deal. So first down and 10 from, we'll call it the 42-yard line. Now 5:31 remaining in this final period of play. Martin fakes the inside. No, he does give it off to Osterhaus. He breaks 1, 2, 3 tackles, and then finally takes a 4th man along with him for a ride. It looks like Samskar. And Samskar finally brings him down, but not until Osterhaus picks up 13 yards and a first down to the Decorah 46-yard line. And now we have a penalty flag. I think it's going to be against Dick Weiss. He is sideline. He's pacing back and forth. It does not like the call. And let's see, unsportsmanlike conduct is the call. And it will be going against Decorah, so tack on 15 yards for Prairie du Chien. Not a good time for something like that.
Well, we were talking about the momentum swings before. Now it swings back in favor of the Prairie du Chien Blackhawks. They've gotten the kickoff. They moved the ball upfield well with a couple of running plays, and now a couple of penalties against the Decorah team have moved the ball deep into Decorah territory.
15-yard penalty on the play. Makes it first down and 10 from the Vikings 31-yard line now for the Blackhawks. Of course, as we said before, the Blackhawks coming to this ball game already played one game, so they certainly might have some better conditioning as far as maybe being able to last here late in the ball game if it gets close, and maybe that might play to their favor. Again, Prairie du Chien coming into the ball game with a 1-0 record, victory over Mount Horeb of Wisconsin. Now, let's see, what time are we looking at?
We have 6:22 left, Mark, in the game, which is still a lot of time.
Okay, 6:22, I think it's at 5:31 before, now it's 6:22. Hand off to Osterhaus. He'll pick up 4. Again, we got that one light ball that sits right in our way as we look down to the scoreboard. Have to lean about 2 rows out here into the crowd.
Just don't fall out of the boat, Mark. I'd hate to have to finish up alone.
Second down, 6 yards to go. Osterhaus, no, it's Burnett. He breaks the tackle, down to the 20, inside the 15, down to about the 10-yard line. Burnett on an inside reverse play. Takes the handoff from Martin, breaks one tackle at the line of scrimmage, then runs over another player at about the 20-yard line, and finally brought down at the 11.
I think Decorah was starting to key on Osterhaus, and Prairie du Chien finally decided to hand it off to Burnett, and he broke out on the right side, picked up a lot of yardage.
First down and 10 for the Blackhawks. This time Osterhaus gets the carry. Inside the 10-yard to about the 10-yard line to about the 7. Well, now they'll mark it at the 8-yard line, so second down, 8 yards to go. I'll make it 7 yards to go. They can't get a first down before they get into the end zone.
Well, the Decorah defense is just going to have to play tough down here. Slow them up. Hope for the break. Turnover.
Martin calls the signal. Quick stick. Hit now to Burnett. Trying to get around the corner. Makes one tackle. Carries another Vikings player inside the 5-yard line. Finally forced out of bounds at about the 3.
Marty Knudsen slowed him up, but he slipped past him at about the 6.
Sandgard might have been in on the stop finally there.
Sandgard and Polkadal finally took him out of bounds on about the 3-yard line.
Third down, and let's make it 2 yards to go from the 3-yard line for Prairie du Chien. They're going to go with 3-man backfield on this double-tight formation. This time, Osterhaus tries to dive over the line of scrimmage. I don't think he's going to get the first down. He's stacked up there by the interior of the Decorah defensive line. Osterhaus had the ball on that play. He's going to be stopped short. A big play like that to go with their big man. Osterhaus coming in, 6'1", 215-pounder. We've got a timeout on the field. Let's check our time here. 4 minutes, 36 seconds. We'll keep it right here, station. 24-14 is the score. Decorah on top.
Well, it's nail-biting time, I guess, Mark. When you get down here, you still have 4.5 minutes to go in the game, and the opponent is down knocking on the door of the goal line. They've got about 1.5 yards or 2 yards to go. Well, they've got 1.5 yards to go for the first down and 2 yards to go for the touchdown. Decorah has the 10-point lead at 24-14, but the momentum certainly has switched back to the Prairie team again. Decorah was lucky to or not lucky, but they made good use of the fumble that they recovered back on the 10-yard line and got the field goal out of it. So I don't know if we recapped that. It was not a very large scoring drive. It took them 4 plays to go 3 yards, and then Ryan Ellsberg kicked the field goal that put them ahead 24-14.
Well, Bill, it's certainly an interesting situation right now for Prairie du Chien. They could elect to go for the field goal because they do need to score twice. Right now, I think they feel that they need to get the big play and certainly more momentum if they can score a touchdown. And right now, they're looking for a first down. Double tight formation for Prairie du Chien. Two men in the backfield, one wingback to the near side. Martin will call the plays for the Blackhawks. Inside handoff, Foster out, keeps his legs driving. Ball on the field. Ball is close, and Decorah's going to recover. And there is another big play. And as Dick Lee said earlier this week, mistakes will play a big part in the outcome of this ball game. And nothing could be a bigger mistake than that right now for Prairie du Chien.
Well, that makes the third fumble recovery for the Decorah Vikings tonight, and all of them have been crucial. The first one came right out here right in front of us when a pass was caught by Osterhaus. He turned around, tried to get the extra yard, fumbled. Decorah stopped the drive that time. The other time was down here where they ended up getting the field goal, and now they stopped the Blackhawks from scoring down deep in Decorah territory.
Now it's important for Decorah to hold on to that football and possibly pick up a couple first downs so they keep that clock rolling. Straight handoff from Olenzak. Let's see, who got the football that time? Mike Lacey got the carry. Goes straight up the middle. Baby picks up a yard. Called second down and 9 yards to go from the 3-yard line.
Well, we're down inside of 4 minutes now, Mark, and I'm sure Coach Weeks is going to keep it simple down here. And the handoff and the ball handling has been excellent for the Vikings tonight, even on the pitch outs.
Olenzak again gives the handoff. Looks like Lacey once again. And another good defensive play there by the Prairie du Chien defensive line. Holds Lacey to no gain. In fact, he even loses a little bit. That's going to be a third down, a short 10 yards. Now they're going to mark it right back to the original line of scrimmage where they started this drive. So third down and 10 for the Vikings.
And Coach Weist has to be a little concerned because the only punting attempt that Ryan Ellsburn attempted tonight, he kicked almost straight up, shanked a little bit, got about 10 yards out of it. That would be a disaster should that happen down here close to the goal line.
We'll see if they have the savvy maybe to try a pass play, but now they're going to continue to play it safe here this close to their own end zone as they go the handoff to Mike Lacey for a third straight play. Lacey this time gets out across the 5-yard line to the 7. Gives Ellsburn a little bit of room to punch, but still, Ellsburn's going to be kicking from his own end zone.
He will be kicking from his own end zone, but that 3 or 4 yards he got there is just enough so that he has his full room to operate. He will not be back quite tight against the back end zone, and we will see now what has happened.
Ball bounces on the end zone, ball's on the floor, and he's going to be sacked for safety. Boy, the snap from the center goes back to Ellsburn. Not his fault. The ball bounces once into his hands. Of course, you know, that close to the end zone, everybody's going to be coming after him. So he's watching a little bit at the rush, trying to get a hold of the ball at the same time. He can't pick it up in time. Luckily, he did pick it up so that they avoid a touchdown. But nonetheless, Prairie du Chien is going to get 2 points here on the safety. So a touchdown and maybe a 2-point conversion. We had an interesting ball game.
It makes the score 24 Decorah, 16 Prairie du Chien. And I'm sure Ryan was one of the most nervous people in the ballpark right about that time. But he did grab that ball, hang on to it, in spite of the fact that 2 Prairie du Chien defenders were bearing down on him.
Well, looks like maybe Coach Weist and his staff maybe have some more questions yet to answer about their kicking game. At least one half of it anyway in terms of punting.
We're down to 2 minutes and 16 seconds, Mark, which is still a lot of time in this game. Of course, after a safety, you have a free kick. And we will see what Coach Weist elects to use here. Ellsburn is out there.
Ellsburn will be on once again to do the duties. He's had a busy night. But something they might be working on in practice this week will be the punting game. Kicking game, as far as the extra points, place kicking has been no problem for the Vikings. Ellsburn perfect on the night. Gets a good punt off here. Punt all the way back to the 40-yard line of Prairie du Chien. Arms gets the call for the Blackhawks. He gets it back across the Decorah territory, across the midfield side into Decorah territory to the 44-yard line. 16-yard return for the Blackhawks. Now we got a player down. I guess it's Arms. Just now unstacking everybody on that play. Arms wearing number 15, stopped by the 15, and worn by the Decorah player, Clint Williams.
Well, Ellsworth did a good job on it. For those of you who are not familiar with the safety, you must kick from inside your own 20. And he got it to the Prairie 40.
Now 2 minutes left to play. Martin goes deep. He's got Burnett wide open. He's off the 15, the 10, the 5. Stopped at the 1-yard line. Holy cow.
Olenzak made a saving tackle there inside the 5. It just depends upon where they spot the ball. It looks like the referee is bringing it back out around the 3. But Burnett was wide open in the middle of the field. Someone missed a defensive assignment there. And Martin got the ball to him in good shape. He turned upfield, and Olenzak came back from the left side here and made a shoestring stop on him to slow him down and stop him at the 3-yard line. We have 1 minute 44 seconds left in the game.
31 yard gain on the play. Martin gives it off to, I think it's Ducharme. He goes to the left side. Not much there, but he's going to pick up a yard. It's going to make it second down and goal from just inside the 2-yard line. 31-yard pickup on that pass play.
The clock continues to run. I don't know how many timeouts Prairie du Chien has left. I would have thought that would have been a place to use one.
1:20 now in the fourth quarter. Final period of play. Martin straight handoff to Osterhouse. Osterhouse maybe to the 1-yard line. Now they may elect to use a timeout here as we approach the 1 minute mark. 1 minute 4, 1:03. And now they're going to stop it at 1:03. Again, our score 24-16. Decorah on top, and while we've got this break in the action, we're going to take a 30-second timeout for Decorah football to come in 30 seconds on Music 101.
In today's economic environment, we're all looking for ways to defer income taxes. We at the Decorah State Agency have some excellent plans to help you. Please stop in soon. We'd like to explain to you our tax-deferred services with very competitive interest rates. For more information, contact the Decorah State Agency at 319-382-2971. See Spence McKinney or Jack Nelson at the Decorah State Agency, 124 West Water Street in Decorah.
Second, or rather, make that third down and goal to go for the Prairie du Chien Blackhawks. The ball resting on the Decorah 1-yard line. And the way they got here, a big play, big pass play from Matt Martin, the quarterback for Prairie du Chien, finding his teammate, number 44, Brian Burnett, wide open down the middle. Burnett hauls pass in. Olenzak makes a saving tackle from behind. Stops him at the 3. Martin inside handoff, touchdown, Prairie du Chien. And I believe the big guy gets it. Osterhouse for Prairie du Chien. Let's see. I do believe he's the guy that comes out of it. We'll give him credit for the touchdown. And so we have got a very interesting situation here. The score will now change to 24-22. 2 points down, and of course Prairie du Chien does have the opportunity, the option of either kicking the field goal or trying the 2-point conversion. That's what they're going to do, looking for the tie. Exactly 1 minute left to play. Double tie formation, 3 minutes of backfield for Prairie du Chien. Matt Martin, he'll call the signal. Inside space, throws out to the right. He's got it all the way. 2-point conversion is good by Matt Martin. And oh my goodness, out of the jaws of defeat comes a tie for Prairie du Chien. Now, what a switcheroo in the ballgame. 24-24. Looked like the Decorah probably had easy going there after they scored a field goal early in this fourth quarter. That made it 24-14, but the hands of fate give a good deal to the Prairie du Chien Blackhawks as they score the 10 points that they needed to get. 2 on a safety, 8 on this touchdown and 2-point conversion, and now it's at a 24-24 tie. Exactly 1 minute left to play. That was a 44-yard drive, I believe. Yep, 44-yard drive. 41 was through the air, the toughest 3 yards, so it came on that goal-to-goal situation.
Decorah put on a tough goal line stand, but they couldn't quite stop them 3 times in a row down there. And as a result, now we have a tie game, 24-24, with 1 minute left in the game.
Kickoff from Huntersman. Comes down to Olsen. He picks it up on the 19-yard line, looking for some help. The walking over on the far side, breaks a couple of tackles, and then brought down by 2 or 3 other Blackhawks at the 35-yard line. So Decorah will set up first down and 10 from their own 35-yard line. And once again, they have to go to the 2-minute offense. They made it work in the first half. They scored with 19 seconds left. They started a drive with 52 seconds. And then with 19 seconds left in the first half, they scored on a 48-yard touchdown bomb from Olenzak to Sanskar. Now Olenzak rolling, looking, throwing, and catching is Knudsen. Well, he stays in bounds, so the clock is going to continue to run. Now they call a timeout. Pass play good for 7 yards out to the 42-yard line, making it second down and 3 yards. Timeout on the field. And let's see. I believe Decorah called it. 36 seconds left here in this final quarter of play.
Well, Knudsen wasn't able to get out of bounds on that pass play. It was the reason Decorah had to use a timeout. And now they are down to probably their last timeout because of the one they had to use over here earlier when they attempted the field goal. So now we have 36 seconds left in this game. And the score tied 24-24. And Decorah has the ball on their own 42-yard line, somewhere in there. The hash marks are obliterated right where the ball is. But they've got a long ways to go in 36 seconds, especially when Prairie, no doubt, is going to drop back into a prevent defense and watch for that long pass from Olenzak.
Ball rests just short of the 42-yard line in Decorah territory. The Vikings have a second down, 4-yard situation. First down is also important right here to keeping their kids from scoring line. Olenzak calling the signal. Drops back pass. Screen drop back. Puts over the middle. Ball intercepted. Pass is intercepted. Back there defending for Prairie du Chien. Number 69, Kevin Campbell. And he is moving back there. Ball pass intended for Scott Olsen on the play. Ball thrown behind Olsen by Olenzak and then picked off. And so Prairie du Chien, with all the bounces going their way here in the last couple of minutes of this contest, has it going their way once again. 31 seconds is what they have to work with. And they are 52 yards away from the goal line.
And Martin has shown he does have the arm to reach that, as he did before when he hit Burnett for that long 41-yard play.
2-man backfield for Prairie du Chien. Martin pumps once, throws down the middle, and that's going to be intercepted. Jason Olenzak at the 27, across the 40, and out to the 43-yard line. A big play by Jason Olenzak. And now a penalty flag. This one's going to be on Coach Dick Weiss again on the sideline.
It'll be on Weiss, but I'll tell you why it was on Weiss. It looked very much like a face guard infraction out there. Weiss wanted the call. He didn't get it. And as a result, the penalty is going to be on Weiss and not on Prairie du Chien.
I think it would have been all right. He would have been able to argue his call, but the thing was, before the play was just ending, and he was already about 5 yards out on the field, and that was immediate no-no to the guys in the stripes. And so we're going to have a penalty flag against the Decorah bench. That's the way it'll come up in the book. So 11 seconds left. Still, Decorah has the football, something they didn't have just 20 seconds ago. And so the ball marched back all the way back to the 28-yard line, almost to the point where Olenzak had intercepted it. So 11 seconds again. Decorah has the football from their own 28-yard line.
Well, I assume we're using Iowa, or I guess I'm not sure whether these overtime rules are nationwide or statewide or what. Of course, in Iowa, on a tie, each team gets the ball and a chance to score at the end of the game after time has expired.
Okay. Some people helping us up here in the booth. And,
so I think we're definitely looking at an overtime here with 11 seconds to go. Decorah has the ball, but they are on inside their own 30-yard line on about the 28.
Knudsen comes to the near side. The far side has Sam's guard. Scott Olsen also in the ball game. Olsen runs the option to the right. Ball on the ground. Fumble. And let's see. Prairie du Chien has it, but the gun is going to sound. That's going to end regulation play. Let's see what happens here. The fumble. I guess Decorah retained possession, but it's all for naught. And let's see what kind of break we're going to have here at the end. We're going to have a little break in the action here before we play overtime. And we'll sort this whole thing out. We'll be back with Decorah football in 60 seconds on Music 101.
Bigger and better than ever, that's the new Shortstop gas station and convenience store at the Central Mall intersection with Highway 9 in Decorah. Stop by the store for your household and grocery needs, including a large frozen food selection along with all types of cold beverages.
Prairie du Chien's coming up with 10 points within the last 3 minutes of this contest. It looked like Decorah had put it out of reach, I believe, with about 7:31 in the fourth quarter with a Ryan Ellsburn field goal of 23 yards. And it looked like they certainly had everything going their way because they wanted to make Prairie du Chien have to score twice, and they have done that. They came up with a safety off a bad snap for Decorah, and Ellsburn was trying to punch. Not his fault. The snap was low, and it bounced into him. He was trying to pick it up, but luckily he got it in time before Prairie du Chien had recovered for a touchdown. Otherwise, we might have had an even different situation. And then Prairie du Chien comes back and gets a touchdown. And a two-point conversion to tie it up at 24-24. Right now, the captains for both squads are out at midfield. And as we get set here for overtime, and I believe, I think the way they'll do this is each team gets the ball at the 10-yard line, is it? Yeah. And 4 plays to try and score from there. If one player scores, the other one has a chance to match that. And we go until one scores and the other doesn't.
That's correct.
Okay.
Keep going back and forth until one of them scores and the other doesn't. That's correct. Or else scores more. One gets a field goal and the other comes back and gets a touchdown, then the game is over. Right
what
now,
away.
they're trying to determine. There's the flip. We'll see who gets the ball and who has to play defense.
What a way to open this 1988 season. Quite a situation here.
Well, the fans are certainly getting their money's worth tonight. It's a good thing the weather is cooperating. No sprinkles have come down. I don't see any stars out there, but then they're a little hard to see with these bright lights in front of us anyhow.
That's right. There certainly aren't enough balls out there. There was a little bit of a haze type, maybe a little ground fog moving in here before. Of course, we are down here in the valley, but everything is just picture perfect for this first night of high school football in Iowa. The second game of the season for the Prairie du Chien Blackhawks. They were 1-0 coming into this ball game. And let's see who's going to get to try out their luck first. Looks like maybe Prairie du Chien. That's where the referees are, and I think that is going to be the case. So, again, each team will get the ball at the 10-yard line. 4 down to try and score. Whichever team either scores first, the other doesn't match that, or if one, of course, has still second the field goal, the other one comes back with a touchdown. The touchdown will determine a victory. Again, 24-24 as we head into overtime. And again, as I say, what a way to open up this 1988 season.
Well, it's been a very interesting game. It started out with Prairie du Chien dominating the first quarter. Greg Osterhaus scored an 11-yard run with 6:26 left in the first quarter after a 73-yard drive. Then in the second quarter, with 2 minutes and 39 seconds left, Jason Olenzak went in from the 1 after a 49-yard drive. And at 19 seconds left in the first half, Jason hit Jonathan Sandsgaard with a 48-yard touchdown scoring pass to make it 14-7 at the half in favor of Decorah. Decorah scored on their first possession in the second half to go up 21-7, and then Prairie du Chien came back to make it 21-14. Then on a fumble, Decorah got the ball on Prairie's 10 and kicked a field goal to go up 24-14, and then came the safety and the touchdown and point conversion, and that's where we are now.
And speaking of where we're at, we have Prairie du Chien at the 10-yard line. First down and goal, and they want to drag this one out maybe a little bit.
Decorah is charged with a timeout.
Right.
They only have 10 players on the field. Now they put the 11th player out there. This is, again, I suppose you could chalk it up to some of those first game mistakes that happened.
That's true. Of course, they're still trying to figure out just their set starters. There's still some question marks there that they want to answer, and hopefully they'll probably have a better. They hope to have a better handle on that situation after this first ball game. But yeah, there's just some mistakes that happen here in this early part of the season, especially this first game. So Prairie du Chien will try their luck from the 10-yard line. Osterhouse gets the call off the left tackle, maybe to the 9-yard line. Then over there by the right side of the Decorah line, Polkadal in there. Olenzak also helping out, and let's see who else got in there. Chuck Jenkins. PA announcer just announcing that the clock is not running overtime.
The official keeps track of the, I think it's the 30-second clock that puts the ball in play, of course. They don't have all day to...
Second down. Okay, second down from the 8-yard line. This time it's Osterhouse once again. Gets down to the 5-yard line. Third down and goal.
Greg Osterhouse is going to be a very tired young man come next morning. He's carried the ball many times tonight. I'm not sure right now. We don't have a complete stats, but he has certainly been the workhorse.
Third down and goal for the Blackhawks. Fake to Ducharme. Pass to the end zone by Martin off the hand. I believe it was Andy Harms was the intended pass receiver. Couldn't quite haul it in. Pass a little bit behind him, but still catchable. And so Prairie du Chien will try it one more time. Now we have another timeout, this time by the Blackhawks. So while there is a timeout, we'll take a timeout as well. Back with more Decorah football in 30 seconds on Music 101.
When you head to a reunion, family camp,
Here for the guys, over for Prairie du Chien. Head coach Paul Bebo talking to his squad. They're looking for some kind of offense here. 3 plays have got them to the 5-yard line. They just missed scoring on a pass play. Martin to Arms. Arms couldn't quite pull it in. Here we go, 4th down. Martin will call plays once again for Prairie du Chien. Rolls out to the right, throws into the end zone. Nobody there. Incomplete, and so Decorah holds on Prairie du Chien's first try.
Andy Arms was trying to get open, but he had a defensive player on each side of him and in front of him. Martin did not have a chance. I thought he might pull the ball down and try to go around in, but there were several Vikings in front of him. That did not look like a good option either.
Great anticipation by the defensive coordinator for Decorah in calling that the defense as they pretty much knew Prairie du Chien was going to try to roll out a pass, and they defended well against the pass and also pretty much prevented Martin from having any hopes of turning upfield. Now it's Decorah's turn. Sandgard out to the far side. Knudsen to the near side. Olsen at the tight end. It's Lacey, and he gets the call from the backfield. His running mate is Andrew Moorcroft, and Lacey gets to the 8-yard line. So we'll see what kind of savvy the Prairie du Chien defense has here.
Well, Decorah, I would say, would have the advantage at this point since Prairie du Chien did not score. They can run 3 plays. All they have to do is hold on to the ball, send the Elderman out, and drive for the field goal. Of course, that's not automatic, but it's a pretty good bet the way he's been kicking tonight.
Dennis Keith checks into the front line, right to the backfield for Decorah. Moorcroft gets the call, bowls his way to the 5-yard line. Pick up a 3, so now 3rd down and goal.
And they are keeping the ball in the middle of the field. They're keeping it on the ground, and I think I don't like to speculate on what other people are thinking too much, but I'm almost betting that Wiest is thinking field goal here.
Again, 24-24 is the score. We are in overtime. The first game of the season for the defending Class 3A state football champions, the Decorah Vikings. Olenzak will call the plays once again for the Vikings. Quarterback sneak, tries to draw it up inside, bounces off one would-be tackler, and then into the arms of another. Finally brought down there about the 1-yard line. And now here comes Ryan Ellsburn with a chance to redeem himself possibly for a shake punt early in the ballgame, plus some trouble that he had with a snap that caused a safety. Again, that's not all his fault. He had a bad snap. So Ryan Ellsburn has a chance to be the hero of this game. And so far in place kicking, Ryan has been perfect tonight. This is a 18-yard attempt. Kick is up. Good. Ball game over. Decorah wins in overtime.
First thing you look for in a play like that are flags. There were none. As the hands went up, the Prairie du Chien players are laying on the ground. They're very disappointed. And after their great comeback, that they were not able to win this game. But give them credit for being a very good ball club, giving Decorah all they could handle tonight until the Vikings finally pulled it out in overtime, 27-14.
27-24 is the final score, and it wasn't pretty, but you take it any way you can get it these days. And so the Vikings come out on top. Again, as you said, a very tough ball game. Well, Phil and I are going to wrap this one up here, and we'll be back with post-game activities in 2 minutes on Music 101.
To win in sports, you have to change your strategy as the game changes. The same is true of investment. I'm Dick Cavalier, your Edward E. Jones & Company investment representative, and I can show you how to change your financial game plan to take advantage of current tax laws. Give me a call at 38 Decorah. Deco Products, a Decorah industry, proud to support the Decorah Viking football team, a part of the fine Decorah school systems. Iowa and on into another Hawkeye season on Music 101, KRDI FM in Decorah. It's that season you've been waiting for. It could be Hayden Fry's best yet.
So we'll analyze this game even more in detail here a little bit. First, your first initial impressions on the first game of the season for the defending state champions.
Well, I think they played very well. They did not have a great many mistakes, especially the mistakes you expect in a first game, like offsides and motion penalties. They are very well coached. They had a few major penalties. One was having 12 men on the field at one time. It looked like a penalty on Weiss, but I was informed by someone it was a matter of 12 men on the field. And then later, another call when Weiss ran out on the field to protest a call made by the official. But as far as the players themselves are concerned, a very well played game, and Prairie du Chien also played very well. They had only 2 or 3 penalties, and minor ones at that. Of course, they had one game under their belt, but just the same, that's only one game, too. That's not a full season.
That's right. It wasn't pretty, but you got to get the job done. And I think, you know, things like this, especially the first ball game, when you got some mental mistakes, a big part of it, really. Mental mistakes are all part of the first ball game. You hope you just kind of work through those and kind of work those out of your system for the second ball game. But when the coaching staff goes back and talks with the guys, and you know, I'm sure they'll probably take that into account. In that you know that you know, it has been a long layoff, and certainly some mistakes are anticipated here in the first ball game. But yet still they're going to stress those mistakes and make sure that they don't happen again. The Vikings showed some great transition in this football game after Prairie du Chien started out their first series of the ball game. They were marching right down the field and scored, but they turned that around and put the clamps on them defensively. That kind of inspired the offense, I think, because then the offense scored 21 straight points. But then things kind of got a little weird, to put it mildly. And before you know it, it's 24-24, and we're into overtime. But again, the victory comes out on top for Decorah, and you kind of take it where you can get it.
Well, there were 2 big breaks that Decorah gave Prairie du Chien. One was the short punt out at midfield, and then the other was the bad snap from center that gave Prairie du Chien the safety. On the other hand, Prairie du Chien made some mistakes too. They fumbled the ball 3 times. All 3 of those were critical mistakes because they led to scores for the Decorah Vikings. As far as mental errors are concerned, they're a little hard to detect from up here. There were 2 lapses on defense. The one where Olenczak got the 48-yard touchdown to Sandsgaard. Obviously somebody missed the defensive assignment. The same thing happened when Fournette caught the long pass from Martin. Someone was missing on the defense. But those were the only 2 plays that were really obvious all night. And I think for first game, it was a well-played game. a lot of momentum changes throughout the game and an exciting game to watch.
Well, there's one other instance as far as, if you want to call it mental, again, you like you say, it's kind of hard to tell from up here, but one thing that could have proved costly, but Jason Olenzak, the holder for the field goals, wisely called a timeout there when they made that field goal to go up 24 to 14, because they did not have the right personnel out there. They had some guys running on, some guys running off. They did not like their setup, so Olenzak wisely called the timeout there. They finally got that straightened around and got the field goal to go up 24-10 at that point. But again, Prairie du Chien comes back, and they never gave up, and they just made the best of their opportunities that were presented to them.
Number 75, Philip